remember I was in this friend group that currently I'm no longer talking to or anything like that. But I remember I got this one guy, and this one guy in the friend group, I remember we hung around all the time, and he was quite the chill type, and he was really good to be friend with. He was very funny, he was very loud, he was very kind of more like an explosive type in the group. You'd really miss him if he wasn't present in the same room as you. So he was really important to the friend group, shall we say. I remember that there was this one time that he got a girlfriend, and just speaking of the girlfriend, he was really attracted to her, and they really spent much time with their others. And I just remember that his personality kind of changed after getting beside this girl, being more reserved. He was being much more protective against his girl. According to him, at least, I was hitting on on his girl, which wasn't the case at all. So I just remember that he was really suspicious of me, even though we had been friends for years. And I believe that one day I just had enough of his rude remarks and him just being an asshole. I just became more and more reserved. I didn't really confront him about any of these activities, but I've just slowly just wanted to fade out of the group and instead hang with other people that were going to the other class. I was in one class, but I wanted to merge with another group that was, well, at the time in the other class. The guy I was just talking about, he started being more cold-hearted, and he started typing me very much messages and everything, and he was kind of gaslighting me and trying to ask questions why I wanted to leave this group and everything. And I just told him straight that I don't think you treat me very well, so I'm trying to get away from that. And of course, usually he wanted to confirm that, oh no, that's not the case and you're wrong. And unfortunately I believed him, because slowly I got into more in that group, even though I wanted to change. But he got more and more into that group that I was originally in, and we kept it that way at least for a few more years. By the way, his behavior didn't really change all that much, but the moral of the story is that even though you have some friends that you usually spend time with, even though you hang around and you have the same friendship group, doesn't necessarily mean that there are one good people or that they want the best for you. He would also try to misbehave and not really treat other people very well. Maybe you got similar friends like that. They want to do something different, and you want to try different hobbies, and perhaps you want to start going to the gym, start being more productive, maybe get higher grades. You want to do these positive things that are really good for you. But you still got other friends that don't have the same vision as you, or at very least they don't see the meaning why you suddenly want to change your identity. And why you want to change your identity, it's totally personal. It could be from inspirational, it could be from another source. Maybe you're just sick and tired and now you want to change. But surely you will meet people that will come with rude remarks. They want to drag you down and have this bucket of the crab mentality when you will want to slowly rise up and leave this other group. You might have friends that are pulling you down and trying to make you feel bad for wanting to change, and often it's this indirect way where they want to gaslight you. They come with rude remarks, they make fun of you and trying to belittle you just to make you feel like you're on the same level as them. I'd say that I fell for it when my friend did that, and I learned it the hard way, because of course when I wanted to stay in that friendship group, or chose to, because I was very self-conscious about my own friendships and trying to befriend other people. So I thought that if I stayed in the old group, then I would be safe, because, well, I didn't want to venture out and discover new friends. I just remember that even though he treated me poorly, it felt somewhat comforting just knowing that you got still a team, right? But you see, that's kind of the problem when you have bad friends around you, because even though you are surrounded by people, it could still mean that they're not trying to help you, and they're trying to help you reach your goals, which the friends absolutely should do. But what I saw instead was, because I was quite weak-minded myself and didn't have really high expectations from myself, then I allowed toxic people in my life that were no good for me. And maybe you can relate to this as well. So if you close your eyes, I can absolutely tell that you maybe got this one leech of a friend. Well, honestly, he's just asshole, right? You can absolutely imagine this one guy or girl that you have befriended, and you can just tell that these people are not good for your life, but you're just too much of a pussy to trying to leave this one guy. I just wanted to tell you that you are most likely really just alike these type of bad people, because honestly, if you have very low self-respect, then why would you try to hang around people that are better than you? Of course, because, well, it's scary. It's much easier to be in the comfort zone and trying to be with this old friend group and everything. But the problem is that no one really respects you, or at least other guys that want to be friends with you, because, well, if you got this friend group that you want to befriend, but you still hang around with these bad people, of course this new friend group will just see you hanging around these bad people and not really respect you, or at least accept you, because, well, you clearly haven't shown your worth to these people. So obviously they're not going to accept you. And this happened to me same as well too, that I wanted to befriend other people, but they were really distancing from themselves, and I couldn't really decide or wager, and I ended up going back to old habits, which was the bad choice. And maybe you have some kind of similar situation. Perhaps you wanted to start going to the gym, and you got this Discord friend group that you're always hanging with, but say perhaps that you want to log off earlier that evening, and this guy just tells you that, why are you leaving so early? Like, what's the deal? You just tell him that, really now I just don't want to play any games. I want to start focusing on other things, and I just want to start doing better decisions in my life. Now, the bad people for your life, they will tell you that that's just so stupid, even make fun of you for trying to improve your life in some way or another. And these people are absolutely the ones that you need to cut off. But perhaps you got some other people in the Discord group that are just vibing around, they aren't really commenting on it, and maybe you got that one friend who's much more supportive than the rest of the group. Maybe you can take this one person with you and try at least to make the start in self-improvement, and that might be a good idea if you can do it. But as if I see it, I know people who want to start self-improvement, but they just don't do it. They can't stick to any time management, they can't stick to any good habits. They just try for a little bit, and then they fall off, and they don't really take it seriously and everything. So me personally, I haven't been able to take any of my old friends with me to start self-improvement, and it's really hard to practically be friendless in this journey. If it's in your situation that maybe you want to try to leave this old friend group, then I would suggest one of two things. You can you can start to directly tell them that you don't want to do these habits anymore, if you want to cut them off, like really hard. But of course that could be a bit cringe. You're just typing in the chat like, lol, goodbye forever, or something like that. But so maybe that's more of a ballsy choice. Practically it could be a little bit hard to do, but I found out that to cut off bad people, the solution that I found out to be more effective is to take it more gradually. So when you got people typing and responding to you, then maybe you don't reply as often, or you take longer time to nail back the response. And slowly, as you stop texting them and maybe distance away from these people, you'll find that eventually bad people usually don't follow and stick around with you. They were just going to fade away as well. So even though it might sound weird and you might have these friends that you have known each other for years, if you just stop contacting just slowly and gradually, you will most often find that it will be a uncomfortable period. Maybe they will be somewhat confronting, or they start asking questions or anything like that, but you'll just gradually fade out, or that you just wind up ending that they never respond. That's most of what happened to me both in high school and university. You got this video game group, you maybe got this anime group or sports group, whatever, and you'll most often encounter that whilst doing this activity, you are just having something in common. And when you have something in common, you just have something to talk about. These include both good and bad habits. So when I think of good groups, maybe you got this nature group that like tourist style, taking pictures and walking outside of nature, and that's good. That's a good group to be in, unless the people there are toxic. If you maybe got this drug group that are just smoking all the time, maybe driving cars late at night and staying up partying. If you got this party group, but you'll find that when you are in this group and you start disliking the environment that you're in and you want to disassociate with these people, again, they can be confrontational, they can start asking you questions, and they can kind of ridicule you for trying to leave the group. What you'll most often find is that when you try to distance yourself from this group, you'll most likely find that these are not your friends. At least they're not good friends that will take care of you, because the only thing that's keeping you connected is the drug itself, is the activity, right? So you got this bad habit that you're all just taking a share of. Maybe you're all smoking, maybe you're all drinking, or all partying, or staying up late, or whatever bad habit there is. If you're doing this every single day or every single week and it starts affecting your life, then it's an addiction. Maybe get rid of it, because you have more potential in you, like you're worth more. As soon as you just pull out and more, you'll just start that they won't bother you anymore, because now you aren't sharing the same drug as them. Right? You don't have that link, that connection. So you just find out that you were just never really important to begin with. That maybe sound harsh, but it's better to be alone than to do bad habits with bad people. Because the problem with bad people is that they will always limit your potential. When I tried new hobbies and I have distanced myself from bad people in my life, other new healthy people, they will be much more accepting to take you in, because they see that you are improving, they see that you are eager to try new things, and they generally believe that you have a positive influence on them. So it's much more easy for them to accept them, because people who are healthy and have higher standards, of course, they don't want to accept a loser. I know that it can be very hard to leave a friendship group, and I've done that many times, because I just want more from the people around me, but I don't see the benefits. And it has taken me a very long time to be comfortable leaving people, or at least take them in the nearby boundaries. But I can absolutely assure you that it is much more important for you to distance yourself from these people that don't understand you, that don't really relate to you, or they don't really want anything special with you. You are much more deserving of good quality people who are good for you and will help you improve. I think that's a treasure that's really worth seeking, a good brotherhood and feeling connected with better quality people. Either it's your friend group, or all male, or even that you associate with a better girlfriend, if that's the toxic relationship that you're in. I think that's really important lesson to take away from. So continue doing the hard work.